This is tutorial 5-3 of GIS Workbook 2. In this tutorial, we're going to be clipping features with buffers, but this isn't anything like the clipping tool, so don't get that confused. We're actually going to be using the Intersect and the Dissolve tool a majority of this. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be loading our tutorial map. And basically what they want us to do is find the percentage of land use around a possible zoning change. So the first thing we're going to be doing is using the Intersect tool. Now, the book wants us to follow and use the search tool to find these tools. You can do that. Or you can use the geoprocessing tab here and the Intersect tool is right there. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to add land use. And then we're going to add notification buffer. With that done, we're going to save it somewhere. And the name they give us is actually too long. I'm going to abbreviate it. They want us to call it Zone Case 1 Land Use. I'm going to just take the first letter of each word and put it in, so it's going to be ZC1LU. Feel free to name it whatever you want. And then just click OK. Once it's done, we're going to look at the attribute table for a second. As you can see, there are two use code boxes. One, all of them are vacant. And in this one, there's multiple different ones. This is important because we're going to be dissolving based on use code. So if we use this one, we're going to just get one giant blob rather than the segmented one we want. And we're also going to look actually see what we created. I'm going to turn off those. And this is what we created. It got rid of where the streets are. So we're just going to turn those back on. And with that done, we're going to dissolve our newly created feature. I'm doing it this way up here. You can use the search tool if you want. Our zoning case 1 land use is our item. And what we're going to save it as is land use dissolve. I'm just going to call it LUD. And like I said, if you scroll down, you'll see that there's two use codes. There's the use code and then use code 1. We want this one. We're going to click OK. And now we're going to turn off. And as you can see, if I turn off this one, it got rid of some of the lines. We can turn these back on now. Now what they want us to do is open up the attribute table for our dissolved feature. And as you can see here, we have our land use codes in total area. Now they want to know the percentage of area. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a field. And we're just going to call it percentage. And we're going to have to make it a float because it's going to have decimal places. Integers cannot have decimal places, only float and double. Now with that done, what we're going to do is we're going to use the field calculator. A warning box might come up talking about beware of using calculator outside a edit session. Just click OK. And what we're going to do is we're going to do shape area divided by, and if you had gone in, actually let's do this first. Right click and statistics. The sum right here is what we're going to divide the shape area by, and that's going to give us a percentage. Well, we're going to divide it by that, then multiply by 100. So shape area divided by 1753.99.395528, and times that by 100, and that's going to give us our percentage. Now what they want us to do is they want us to be able to put this on the map, but have it look a lot neater. The way we're going to do that is quite simple. We're going to get rid of some fields, and we're also going to change the appearance. We're going to click up here, our table options, and go down to appearance. We're going to change the table font to Arial Black, and to the font size to 10. And we're going to click OK, and as you can see, it's made it much more bolder, it's easier to read. And what we're going to do now is going to be done within the properties table. We're going to be working in fields. You're going to want to turn everything off, then turn back on use code and percentage. Then I want you to highlight the use code, and over here for alias, I want you to change it to land use code. With that done, we can go to percentage, and they want us to do percent of total area. And then they want us to click on number format, and they want us to change it to 1 decimal place. Then we can just click OK, and as you can see, it's much neater now. We're going to shrink our little box here to where we can only see that, and we're going to go to table options, and we are going to come down here to where it says add table to layout. And as you can see, there's a huge box here, but we can shrink this box. And now we have a chart on there that tells us the percentage of land use codes. And that's it for this tutorial. You could also have done this by inserting a object, and you could have chose a table, an Excel spreadsheet, whatever have you. This is just another way of doing it that might be quicker, but by inserting an object, you have better creativity of it. This, you're kind of limited to what you can do, but for something as simple as this, it's pretty easy to use. That's it for this tutorial.